So today we want to take a look at the next feature about verbs, and it's something we call subjunctive mood. So subjunctive mood is, when we're talking about it in class, if I ask you, say, hey, what's the mood of the verb? Your two answers are indicative or subjunctive. Indicative mood is used for statements of fact. So if you say things like, the girl carries the water, the gladiators were fighting in the arena, you're just stating a fact. And all the six tenses that we already know, present, imperfect, future, perfect, pluperfect, future perfect, all of those are already in the indicative mood. We've never talked about it before because we didn't have anything else to compare it with. So really, there's nothing new to say about those six tenses. They are already in the indicative mood. But subjunctive mood is used for statements that are less certain. Let's go to the movies. I may read the book. Things like that. It's not a statement of fact. It's something that's a little bit less certain. And also, subjunctive mood can be used in what we call subordinate clauses. We'll get to that a little bit later on and not in this video, but you do want to note that subjunctive mood can be used in what we call subordinate clauses. So when it comes to actually working with the subjunctive, we'll start off with the first tense in the subjunctive mood, which is present subjunctive. And present subjunctive is translated into English as let or may. Let us go to the movies. I may read a book. Things like that. Now when it comes to the Latin, we'll set up our chart here, and at any time as the video is going on, if you need to pause, get your notes copied appropriately, and then continue to the video, do that, or back it up, however you need to. But what's neat about this is that first conjugation has its own set of rules, and then everything else gets grouped together. Second, third IO, and fourth conjugation all get grouped together. And the first step, no matter what the verb is to drop O from the first dictionary entry. And then we're going to add some endings as we usually do, so you may want to pause the video here, set up your chart, singular and plural columns, first person, second person, and third person rows. And a set under first conjugation and a set of that under second, third IO, and fourth conjugation. And so here are the endings. And what you'll notice is that I've kind of got two sets of endings for everything. For example, under first conjugation, for first person singular, I have em/er. And you'll notice the little footnote there. Endings before the slash are active. Those after the slash are passive. So we can really get all of the active and passive endings here in one chart. So go ahead, pause the video, copy this, and when you're ready, continue. So now let's do a little bit of practice. Copy this verb and set your chart up as we usually do. And you want to decide which conjugation is the following verb. Amo, amare, amawi, amatus, to love. Once you've decided which conjugation it is, follow the rules and conjugate it in the present active subjunctive. Go ahead and pause the video, try that, and then continue the video to see how you did. Okay, this is a first conjugation verb because of the ARE. So according to the rules, you drop the O off the first dictionary entry, so AM is the stem. And notice we have that written down everywhere. And then we add the first conjugation, present subjunctive active endings. EM, amem, ES, ames, ET, amet, EMUS, amemus, ETIS, ametis, ENT, ament. So make any corrections, and if you're not sure why something was wrong, you want to make a note of that to ask me in class. Now go ahead and take a moment and give English for each of the 6 words that you created. Again, pause the video, and after you've done that, check your work. So here we are with the English. Amem, I may love, or you might have had let me love. Amace, you may love. Amet, he, she, or it may love, or let him love, let her love, etc. Amamus, we may love, or let us love. Amatus, you may love. Ament, they may love, or let them love. Now let's try one more example before we pull it all together with a sentence. Let's do this with another verb. Again, decide which conjugation is audio, audira, audivi, auditus, to hear. And then conjugate it in the present passive subjunctive. Go ahead and pause the video, do your work, and then continue the video to see how you did. So you should have seen that this is a 4th conjugation verb because of the IRE. Again, we drop the O off the first dictionary entry. So A-U-D-I is the stem everywhere. Then we add the endings for present passive subjunctive for a 4th conjugation verb, A-R, A-R-I-S, A-T-U-R, A-M-U-R, A-M-I-N-I, A-N-T-U-R. Again, check your work, and if you've got something wrong and you're not quite sure why, make a note of that, and you can ask me about that directly. Now again, pause the video as you come up with the English for each of the 6 Latin words that you just created, then continue the video to check your work. So you should have come up with, for audiar, I may be heard, or let me be heard. Audiatus, you may be heard. Audiatur, he, she, or it may be heard, or let him be heard, things like that. Audiamur, we may be heard, or let us be heard. Audiamini, you may be heard. Audiantur, they may be heard, or let them be heard, something like that. Now let's go with an example to pull all of this together. So copy the sentence in yellow into your notes, and as it says, underline the 3 verbs in these sentences. Then identify the person, number, tense, voice, and now for the first time, mood, either indicative or subjunctive, of each of those 3 verbs. Go ahead and pause the video while you do that, and then continue to see how you did. Okay, so you should have underlined ambulabant and identified it as 3rd plural, imperfect, active, indicative. Spectamus, and identified it as 1st person, plural, present, active, subjunctive. And dixit as 3rd person, singular, perfect, active, indicative. Now, pause the video one more time while you translate the sentence into English. And you should have come up with Publius and Furianus were walking to the amphitheater. Let us watch the gladiators, said Publius.